Hello candidates, get ready for the dictation. The dictation will start after 10 seconds. The Banking Laws Amendment Bill 2024 was introduced in Lok Sabha on August 9, 2024. It amends the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, Banking Regulation Act 1949, State Bank of India Act 1955, Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1970, and Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1980. Under the RBI Act, scheduled banks must maintain a certain level of average daily balance with the RBI as cash reserves. This average daily balance is based on the average of the balances held by banks at the closing of business of each day of a fortnight. A fortnight is defined as the period from Saturday to the second following Friday. The bill changes the definition of fortnight to the period from first day to 15th day of each month or 16th day to the last day of each month. It also changes this definition under the Banking Regulation Act, where non-scheduled banks are required to maintain cash reserves. The Banking Regulation Act prohibits the director of a bank except its chairman or whole-time director to hold office for more than 8 years consecutively. The bill seeks to increase this period to 10 years for cooperative banks. The Banking Regulation Act prohibits a director on a bank's board to serve on the board of another bank. This does not apply to directors appointed by RBI. The bill extends this exemption to the director of a central cooperative bank. This exemption will apply where he is elected to the board of a state cooperative bank in which he is a member. Under the Banking Regulation Act, substantial interest in a company refers to holding shares of over 5 lakh rupees or 10% of the paid-up capital of the company, whichever is less. This may be held by an individual, his spouse, or minor child, either individually or collectively. The bill amends this to increase the threshold to 2 crore rupees. The central government may alter the amount through a notification. The Banking Regulation Act allows single or joint deposit holders to appoint a nominee for their deposit. Such a nominee can also be appointed for items left in custody of a bank or for a locker hired from a bank. The nominee can access the deposit articles or locker in case of death of the person who nominated him. The bill allows the appointment of up to 4 nominees for these purposes. For deposits, such nominees can be appointed either successively or simultaneously, while for other purposes they can be appointed successively. In case of simultaneous nominees, the nomination will be effective in a declared proportion. For successive nomination, the nominee who has been named higher in the order of nomination will receive priority. The State Bank of India Act and the Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Acts of 1970 and 1980 provide for transferring unpaid or unclaimed dividend to an unpaid dividend account. If the money in the account remains unpaid or unclaimed for 7 years, it is transferred to the Investor Education and Protection Fund. The bill widens the ambit of the funds that can be transferred to the IEPF. These include shares for which dividend has not been paid or claimed for 7 consecutive years and any interest or redemption amount for bonds which is unpaid, unclaimed for 7 years. Any person whose shares or unclaimed or unpaid money is transferred to IEPF can claim the transfer or refund. At present, the remuneration paid to the auditors of banks is fixed by the RBI in consultation with the central government. The bill empowers banks to decide the remuneration of their auditors. The Disaster Management Amendment Bill 2024 was introduced in Lok Sabha on August 1, 2024. The bill amends the Disaster Management Act 2005. The Act establishes: first, National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA), second, a State Disaster Management Authority (SDMA), and third, District Disaster Management Authority. These authorities are responsible for disaster management at the national, state, and district level respectively. The Act provides for constitution of a National Executive Committee and a State Executive Committee to assist NDMA and SDMA in performing their functions. A key function of these committees is preparing national and state disaster management plans respectively. NDMA and SDMA approve the respective plans and coordinate their implementation. The bill instead provides that NDMA and SDMA will prepare disaster management plans. The bill empowers the state government to constitute a separate urban disaster management authority for state capitals and cities with a municipal corporation. The urban authority will comprise the municipal commissioner as the chairperson, the district collector as the vice chairperson, and other members specified by the state government. It will prepare and implement the disaster management plan for the area under it. The Act provides that the central government will provide NDMA with officers, consultants, and employees as it considers necessary. The bill instead empowers NDMA to specify the number and category of officers and employees with previous approval of the central government. NDMA may also appoint experts and consultants as necessary.